Welcome along to another functional web pages tutorial. Today we're going to discuss moving websites from PLESK to Parallels, as now the Education Department is moving all their servers. Now the first thing that we need to do is to log in via your FTP program, of which I'm using FileZilla, and you need to back up all the WordPress folders and files. So you need to go into the HTTP docs, and basically we need everything from here down. And over here I've created a backup filer, so we'll do that. So I'll just call it site backup. Okay, open that folder up, and everything that's highlighted here we'll just drag and drop into this window. Now this will take a little while, so I shall pause this and we'll come back once it's downloaded. Okay, while that's downloading, we can actually go into PLESK, which is where the server is currently storing your website, and we need to log into that. So we'll go into there now. Oops. Okay, so what we need to do in this section here is to back up the database so we can restore it onto the new server. So firstly, go down to the domain name and go to databases, go to the database that's referring to, okay, and then click onto this DB Web Admin. Alright, so once you're in here you can see all the tables down here for the database. We need to scroll down in this window here and click on to Export. Okay, and scroll to the bottom of that. We don't want any compression and we want to save it as a file. Click on to Go. And of course, depending on how big the database is to how long it's going to take to download. Okay, well it's come down alright, so we'll click on that. Now we need to edit this particular file, so it's a good idea to we'll just open this up in here. I normally edit with Notepad++, but it should be alright just with your normal editor, text editor. What we need to do is get rid of this line here, because we cannot recreate this database. So you delete that, and we'll file and save this somewhere where we can remember where it will be. Okay, so what I normally do is when you locate where your site backup file has been downloaded from your FTP software, just to right click and add a new folder in here, and we can just simply call that database. Open that and save that in. Okay, back onto the browser. And now we need to go to the IINet business side of things and relog ourselves back in. So what we're going to do while this FTP is still downloading is we will now upload the database, but we need to create a new database in here. So if they've been good to us, they will have actually created one already, but we'll go and have a look and see what's here. So click on Manage Websites. Up the top, click on to More Services, and in here you'll find your databases. So click onto that. Excuse my email coming in. Okay, so they haven't set up a database for us, so we now need to create one. So click on Add New Database. We need to give it a name, so you can make it something relevant, you can make it anything you want really. Okay, just for ease I normally keep this the same. Okay, and a password as well, so it needs to be a minimum of 7 characters, as you can see here, and they do recommend to use upper and lower case, and numbers as well. So let's just make up something there. Okay, and next. And if you're not too sure what password you want to use, you can automatically generate a password here. and click on to next. Okay, it'll give you the details here. Now you're going to need these, so if you want to copy and paste them out now and pop them into a text document, it's probably not a bad idea, but we can find these again a little bit later if necessary. But I'll just pop it into a new window here, and that's the details we're going to need. Okay, we'll just check on the progress of the FTP download. As you can see, still going, and still got over 4,000 files to download. Alright, so we'll go and import the database. So again, while we're waiting for all this to happen, so back to Parallels. Okay, we want to finish this. Okay, so now it's creating the database. So I'll just give this a minute. After about 30 seconds or so, hit your refresh button and the status should change. Okay, I've refreshed the screen, the status is now ready. So we need to go into this database. And we've got to click on this link here, which will take you into the PHP My Admin. Okay, so the database we just created was this one, so make sure you click onto that first so the system knows which database we're using. And we want to import that last database. So click on to Import, and then click on to Browse. Okay. Navigate your way through to where your site backup is and your database, and there it is there. Now if you want to, you can rename this, but there's no real need. So click on to Open, and then bottom right here, click on Go. Now again, this depending on the size of the database, this can take a little while to come up. So again, we'll just pause. Alrighty, that's taken about 30 seconds or thereabouts, and here's all your database tables that now we've imported. So that means you had a successful database import. Okay, the FTP is still downloading the website, but what we need to do is just to check to make sure that the DNS entries have been put in. Now, this is on the IINet side, so they've said in their instructions that they've actually brought a lot of these over. So just want to check they're all there. So go back and just what we did there. Let's go back onto the websites. Okay, so websites, click on the domain link there, and we're going to DNS. Okay, and then we're going to check the DNS records. Okay, in this particular situation, everything has been put in at this point. Okay, after about 15 cups of coffee, that has finally downloaded onto our local drive here. What we need to do now is actually get the FTP program to log into the new server. Now the details of usernames and passwords should remain the same, so we'll just go into the site manager here, and in the host address there, put this following IP address in, so it's 203.113.244.90. Making sure there's no spaces or anything after that if you're copying this off your instruction manual. Click on Connect, and we will abort because we want to start a new window up. Okay, here's a little additional. In this particular situation, the FTP details have changed. So on the INET business, go to Websites, then click on the website link here, or the domain link, and go to FTP Access. Okay, so you can see that they've changed the username here, so we need to put that, for the sake of ease, back to what it was. We'll change the password. Just thinking this password probably won't be long enough, we probably will have to reset it. I'll try. Okay, looks like we'll see if that's accepted. We'll go back into the FTP program. IP address up here, username, password, click connect, and we're in. Now with the folder here, you go into WebSpace, HTTP docs. So all the files here, we're on our site backup. Okay, with the exception of the database, highlight them all, and simply drag them up to the root directory, so into the HTTP docs folder. And again, we'll go and have a coffee because this is going to take a while. Alrighty, here we are. The files have finally uploaded to the new server. Now we do need to change one of these files. Okay, and it is the WP config. So you can right click and view and edit, and it should come up in Notepad. Now you'll notice here we've got database username, the database name, database username, and the password. Now remember earlier that we decided we needed to keep some details when we set up the other database. So what we need to do now is change this information. So database name, your copy there, and paste in there. Same with the username. And password. Once you've done that, click on File and Save. Go back to your FTP program. In this particular situation, it'll confirm that you want to upload that file to the server, and yes, we do. Basically what that has now done is told the website to look for the website on that particular server. Now, there is one more thing that I need to do. We need to change this local host as well. Let's see if we've got the information here. We don't. Alright, so we need to get an IP address. So we need to jump back in and grab that. Okay, the internal host name. Okay, most servers are local host. In this situation it isn't, so we also need to paste that in. So again, file, save, back to FTP software, and confirm the upload. That will now link the website to the database. Now for the piece of resistance. Yes, we need to go and make sure it's going to work. So go to Manage Website. We're going to go to Web Hosting Settings. And this link here will give you a preview of what's on your site. So you can do this before any DNS has been changed. Hold your breath. Okay, and there it is. The website has been fully moved across to the new server. So from here, all you need to do is change your DNS details as per the PDF that's been emailed out. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. It has been quite a lot of work to get it up and running, but hopefully it'll help save a lot of time. Thanks.